वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थविद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरो
नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थ विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीं कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीं कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
Eleventh shloka of the Panchakosha Viveka Prakaranam. Nanu degamupakramya nidranandantavastushu
ननु देहमुपक्रम्य निद्रानन्दान्तवस्तुषु
मा भूदात्मत्वमन्यस्तु न कश्चिदनुभूयते।
मा भूदात्मत्वमन्यस्तु न कश्चिदनुभूयते।
गाढं निद्रादयः सर्वे नुभूयन्ते न चेत्तरः।
गाढं निद्रादयः सर्वे नुभूयन्ते च चेतरः।
तथाप्येते नुभूयन्ते येन तं को निवारयेत्।
तथाप्येते नुभूयन्ते येन तं को निवारयेत्।
स्वयमेवानुभूतित्वात् विद्यते नानुभाव्यथा
स्वयमेवानुभूतित्वाद् विद्यते नानुभाव्यथा
ज्ञातृज्ञानान्तराभावादज्ञेयो न त्वसत्थया
ज्ञातृज्ञानान्तराभावादज्ञेयो न त्वसत्तया
माधुर्यादिस्वभावानाम् अन्यत्र स्वगुणार्पिणाम्
माधुर्यादिस्वभावानाम् अन्यत्र स्वगुणार्पिणाम्
स्वस्मिन् तदर्पणापेक्षा नो न चास्त्यन्यदर्पकम्
स्वस्मिंस्तदर्पणापेक्षा नो न चास्त्यन्यदर्पकम्
पञ्चकोशाः अन्नमयात् आरभ्य निद्रानन्दपर्यन्तम् पञ्चकोशानाम् आत्मत्वं निराक्रियते। कोशपञ्चकम् आत्मा न भवति, अतः आत्मा पञ्चकोशविलक्षणः। पञ्चकोशविलक्षणः आत्मा आत्मनः स्वरूपं किम्? पञ्चकोश निराकरणान्तरं किम् अवशिष्यते? देहम् उपक्रम्य देहात् आरभ्य आनन्दमयकोशपर्यन्तं निद्रानन्दवस्तुषु आत्मत्वम् अभूत्। किन्तु अन्यः कश्चित् न अनुभूयते, अन्यत् कश्चित् आत्मा न अनुभूयते, अतः आत्मा नास्ति। After negating all the koshas, there is nothing there to experience. Therefore, the student says, since there is an experience of emptiness, nothingness, therefore Atma is not there. There was nothing else to experience after negating all the panchakoshas. Therefore, Atma nasti. Therefore, Atma is shunyam. Iti छात्रः चिन्तयति। एतदेव छात्रस्य शिष्यस्य संशयः। This doubt of the student is dealt in these shlokas. Vidyananda Muni pointed out, yes, Bhadam, you don't experience anything after negating the five koshas. But at the same time, Atma is not shunyam. Nidradayah sarve anubhuyante. Nidradayah sarve anubhuyante. Acha itaraha. Tatapi yena anubhuyante. तथापि एते पंचकोशाः येन अनुभूयन्ते तं कः निवारयेत्? निद्रादयः अनुभूयन्ते, इतरः अन्यः आत्मा न अनुभूयते. Pardon, it is fine. Atma is not experienced, but that by which all the koshas are experienced, who can dismiss that? Therefore, Atma asti eva. Sakshi Chaitanyam asti eva. It is a sakshi of all the koshas. That sakshi cannot be objectified, cannot be experienced. Therefore, don't conclude Atma is not there. Atma nasti tina uchyatam. Atma is not an object. It cannot be an object. There is no objectifier of Sakshi Chaitanya. Sakshi Chaitanyam cannot be objectified. Any experience involves experiencer, experience and experiences, experiencer. Experiencer experiences the experience, but there is no experiencer of Atma. Why? Because the subject Atma cannot be objectified. The Sakshi Chaitanyam cannot be objectified. Subject cannot experience subject. To experience the subject by subject, the subject has to become an object. That is, it has to be both subject as well as the object. That is not possible. Either it can be a subject or it can be an object. Being a subject, it can experience an object. Duality, Dvaitam. The subject experiences object which is not different from itself, subject. That is not possible. Subject cannot experience subject, cannot experience itself. Therefore, Atma experiencing Atma is not possible. Atma cannot be both the subject and the object. Kartri karma virodhat. Tikakara, the Tika of this Madhuryadi says, Kartri karma virodhat. It cannot be the karta, it cannot be karma. Karta, karma, they are different karakas. Yaka karta bhavati, saka karma na bhavati. Yet karma bhavati, tat karta. Tat karta na bhavati. Bhavitam argati, na argati. Karta cannot be karma and vice versa. Therefore, jnatra jnanantara abhavat, as pointed out, jnatra jnanantara abhavat. Anya jnata, anya jnanam, jnatra jnanayoho, anyayoho, jnatra jnanayoho, abhavat. Hetu panchami. Atma agneyaha. Atma is not available for knowing. It doesn't mean it is not. Natu asattaya. Eto tritiya. Natu abhavena atma na agneyaha. Yatra jnanantara abhavat atma agneyaha. Agneyaha is natu jnana vishayaha atma. Why? Because jnatra jnanantara abhavat. Jnatra jnanantara abhavat. Jnataram jnanam vina Vishaya jnanam na bhavati. To know a thing, jnata must be there, and that also the object also must be available for knowing. Jnataram jnanam vina kopi vishayaha jnatum jnayaha na bhavati. Atmanaha jnatra jnanantara bhavat na agneyaha. So therefore, jnata, knower, and jnanam, knowledge, experience, anya is not there for Atma. Therefore, agneyaha ato jnana vishayaha bhavati. Anubhava vishayaha na bhavati. It doesn't mean it is not there. Natu asattaya. And there is no pramanam. There is no other pramanam to know the Atma. Therefore, pramanantara bhavat. In fact, pramana is, pramana gains satta, sattvam, existence, is because of Atma. So, therefore, Atma cannot be objectified. Suppose if another objectifier is there, then it will be a logical error. If another objectifier is there, then who objectifies that? What is the nature of that? The same question will arise. So therefore, no further Sakshi Chaitanyam is possible. Only Sakshi Chaitanyam which is unobjectifiable. Therefore, Atma is the ultimate Sakshi Chaitanyam. Sakshi Chaitanyam cannot have another Sakshi Chaitanyam to make it an object, to objectify it. Therefore, this Chaitanyam, the knowledge, which is a Swarupam of the Atma, Sakshi Chaitanyam, that consciousness is the nature of Atma, being the nature of Atma, therefore, it is not an event in time. Atma doesn't become conscious. It is a Swarupa, it is always conscious. Like what? Like the Acharya gives in Drishtanta, like the sugar. Like the sugar is always sweet. Madhuryadi Subhavana, Anyatra Sugunarpina, Swasmin, Tad Arpana Apeksha Nasti. Sweetness doesn't come to sugar, nor sweetness is lent to sugar from something. Sugar being sweet, it is not a process in time. Similarly, Atma also doesn't become conscious. It is its Swarupa. Madhuryadi Swabhavanam, Gudadinam, Chakara, sugarcane juice, etc. All this. There Madhuryam eva Swabhavaha Tesham. Anya Padarthahi Sanyuktaha Bhavanti. Teshu api Sviyan Gunan Arpayanti. Madhuryadi Padarthaha Anyehi Yada Sanyuktaha Bhavanti. Teshu Swagunan Arpayanti. Swasmin eva, tad, Swasmin tadar Anya Padarthasya, Anya Padarthanam Apeksha Nasti, Madhuryadhina. Nacha Anyat Arpakam Nasti, Anyat Arpakam, the Anyat Arpakam offer another Padartha which can offer sweetness to Madhuryadi, etc., doesn't exist. Therefore, when does this Madhurya, the sugar, etc., became sweet? Doesn't become sweet. It is its nature. Same thing for Atma also. Atma doesn't become sweet. It is of the nature of consciousness. Yatha Gudadishu Madhuryam eva Svabhaha asti. Madhuryadi Samarpakam Anyaha Padarthaha yatha nasti. Tadvata Atmanaha api Madhuryam Anya Padarthaihi Anya Padarthaha Madhuryam Arpayitum न शक्नोति अन्य पदार्थैः माधुर्य अर्पणं न संभवति गुणाधीना. सो अन्य पदार्थ अपेक्षा नास्ति, अन्यत् अर्पकं न अस्ति, नास्ति एव, न विद्यते. तद्वत् आत्मनः अपि. Therefore Atma doesn't become conscious, it is always conscious. That which are achetana, which are achetana comes to light, comes to knowledge, or seems to enjoy consciousness in association with Atma, samsarga. It is association. Association, how can anatma have association with Atma? It is not real samsarga, it is mithya samsarga. Anatma cannot have samsarga with Atma. Panchakosha cannot have samsarga. The chitta jada granthi, in fact, there is no granthi, there is no Samsarga. There is no not. Anatma is anatma. Atma is atma. If anatma and atma, they have collaboration, joint venture, they become connected. They cannot get connected. Then the problem. Then both will enjoy the same order of reality. It is not. Atma is Atma always. Always it is Sakshi Chaitanya. Every anatma is enjoys consciousness because of Atma. The Satta Spurti which enjoys the anatma which the koshas enjoy. It is borrowed from Atma. What about Atma? From where does it borrow consciousness? No. Anyat arpakam nasti. Arpana tadar Arpana apeksha nasti. Chaitanya apeksha nasti. Anyat chaitanyam api nasti. So, Drishtanta, Acharya said, Anyata arpana apeksha nasti. Madhuryadina. Anyata arpakam nasti. Tadvat atmanaha api. Atma doesn't have expectation, doesn't have dependency or another thing for its consciousness. And also, and in fact, there is nothing, another thing available which can lend consciousness to Atma. It is self-consciousness. It is self-conscious, it is self-shining, it is self-evident. That is the Dashtanta. Dashtanta we have to infer from the Dashtanta. The Acharya has said only the Dashtanta. We have seen the shloka, we have to see the Tika. Anubhava Rupasya Atmanaha Anubhavyatva Abhave Drishtantam Aha Drishtantam Aha Acharya says Anubhava Rupasya Atmanaha Atma which is Anubhava Rupasya Atmanaha Anubhavyatva Abhave Anubhavyatvam Anubhavyatvam is Gocharatvam Anubhava Gocharatvam Anubhavyata Anubhavyatvam Anubhava Gocharatvam Abhave Atma is not available for experience. It is of the nature of experience. It means every experience Atma is, but it is not available as a separate experience. Like the Vishaya Anubhava, Anubhava Gocharatvam, Anubhavyatvam, Nasti Abhave, Drishtantam Aha, Madhuryadi iti, Adi Shabdena, Madhuryadi is such a compound, Bhuvrigi, Samasa, Madhuryadi, Madhuryam, Adi, Yeshante, Madhuryadi. Madhuryadi Svabhanam, Padarthanam. Madhurya, Adi Shabdena, Amla, Amla, etc. also can be included. Sharkara, Amla, etc. Adi Padat. Grigyante, Madhuryadayaha, again, Bhagurigi. Madhuryadayaha, Subhavaha, Yeshante, Madhuryadaya, Subhavaha, Sakajaha, Dharma Visheshaha, Yeshante, Madhuryadi, Subhavaha. Bhagurigi, Garbha Bhagurigi. Madhuryadeha is the Subhava, is a Sakaja Surupa, nature, Dharma Visheshaha, the Dharma Vishesha characteristic of those. They are Madhuryadi Subhavaha, like Gudadeyaha, Guda, etc., Jagari, etc. Tesham, for those, Gudadeyaha, Gudadinam, Tesham, Anyatra Samsrishta, Samsrishta Padarteshu, Charakadishu, Swagunarpinam, Swagunan, Madhuryadinam, Arpayati iti. Madhuryadi, etc. This Gudadi, etc. Gudadi, Anyatra Samsrishta Padarteshu, other Padartha, when it comes into association with this. Swa samsrishta padartheshu. When it associates with itself, like chanakadishu. Chanaka is dal, pulse, dal, crop. So chanakadishu, like parup payasam, that dal. Chanakadishu, swagunarpinam. Swagunan, that madhuryadinam, arpayati. Swagunarpin, swagunam, arpayati. Swagunam is madhuryadin, arpayanti iti. Swagunarpinaha, tesham, स्वस्मिन् स्वरूपे गुणादि लक्षणे तदर्पण अपेक्षा तेषां नास्ति माधुर्यादीनाम् अर्पणे स्वस्मिन् स्वस्वरूपे it's for itself its swarupa is sweet, already it is sweet, therefore tadarpana गुणादि लक्षणे तदर्पण अपेक्षा तेषां माधुर्यादीनाम् अर्पणे संपादने अपेक्षा का आकांक्षा माधुर्यादिकं केनचित् सम्पादनीयम् इति एवं रूपा नैव विद्यते न. So apeksha nasti, there is no expectation of swasmin swaswarupe gudadi lakshane. All these are in saptami. Swasmin swaswarupe, in itself, gudadi lakshane, characterized by guda, etc. Tadarpana apeksha, that madhurya arpana apeksha tesha madhuryadinam arpane. Tadarpana apeksha is madhuryadinam apeksha, arpana apeksha, therefore madhuryadinam arpane, in offering the sweet to itself, sampadane, accomplishing that apeksha, that akanksha, the expectation, madhuryadikam, kenachit sampadaniyam iti evam. So now it is to be, the sweetness has to be gained. Iti, that apeksha nasti, evam rupa apeksha akanksha nasti, gudadina. And also naiva vidyate, not there. Kincha anyata arpakam nasti. There is no other offerer. Naiva vidyate, not there. Kinchita anyata arpakam. Anyatam arpakam nasti. Another one which can offer sweetness is not there. To Gudadi. Gura is already sweet. Chakara is already sweet. There is nothing, another thing not there to offer sweetness to it. Sweetness to sugar. Therefore, nasti. Gudadina madhuryadi pradam vastu antaram nasti ityartaha. For Gudadi, etc. Madhuryadi pradam. Madhuryadi prakarshena dadati iti madhuryadi pradam. Vastu antaram anya vastu. Vastu antaram is anya vastu. Mayura vimsakari. Samasa tat purusha. Madhuryadi prakarshena dadati iti madhuryadi pradam. Papa samasa. Vastu antaram nasti. Another vastu is not there. Which another vastu not there which can give sweetness. Madhuryadi pradam. Madhuryadi pradam is madhuryadi arpakam. Nasti. Gudadina madhuryadi pradam arpakam. Anya vastu nasti ityartaha. Other vastu is not there. It itself by nature is sweet. Therefore, swasmin swarupe tadarpana apeksha nasti. Anyata arpakam api nasti. Madhuryadinam anyata arpakam api nasti iti. Then the next shloka. Let us read. From here we have to read the 16th shloka. All these are beautiful shlokas. 15th shloka. Arpakantararahityepyastyesham tatsvabhavata.
Arpakantarahityesyesham tatsvabhavata.
Ma bhutathanubhavyatvam bodhatma tunayiyate.
मा भूतथानुभाव्यत्वं बोधात्मा
तो न
यते
हीयते
ईयते ईयते अर्थात् प्रेयो वृणीते कठोपनिषद ऐसा प्रेयश्च मनुष्यमेतः तो संपरीत विनक्ति धीरः मंत्र हीयते इत्युक्ते न हीयते न त्यज्यते कर्मणि होहा त्यागे हा धातु हा प्लस यक हीयते तदीयते गीयते हीयते हा धातु तद्वत् हीयते न त्यज्यते न हीयते न त्यज्यते अर्पकान्तररागित्ये अपि सन्धि विच्छेदं कृत्वा अर्पकान्तररागित्ये अपि रागित्ये अपि अपि अस्तु येषां तत्स्वभावता मा भूत् मांगी लुंग लुंग लकार मा अभूत् अट्टाकमा न भवति मा भूत् सर्वलकाराणाम् अपवादः मांगी लुंग lakara used in past tense, but when ma is there, then it is not used in the bhuta artha. It is not in the past tense, and also namang yogi by that attakam also will not come. So ma bhut means not there. Ma bhavatu ityartha ma bhut. Tata anubhavyatvam ma bhut bodhatva natu hiyate. So you have to connect na hiyate now. Yesham येषाम् अर्पकान्तररागित्ये अपि तत् स्वभावता अस्ति. The sentence, first sentence. Arpakantararagityam. Ragityam, not there, abhave. Arpakantara, anya arpakam, arpakantaram. Mayuravimsakadi samasa. Tatpurushaha. Arpakantararagitye abhave api. Yesham referring to madhuryadinam. Madhuryadi padarthanam. अर्पकांतर रागित्ये अपि तत् स्वभावता अस्ति एव. तस्मादुर्यादि स्वभावता अस्ति एव. It doesn't have dependency on any other thing. तथा the same way तथा अनुभाव्यत्वं मा भूत्. अनुभाव्यत्वं अनुभव विषयत्वं मा भूत् न मा भूत् न भवति. For what? For whom? बोधात्मा तद्वत् बोधात्मा न तो हीयते न त्यज्यते. गुणादिषु माधुर्यादि गुणानां प्रधानाय संप्रधानाय अन्यत् वस्तु न विद्यते. अर्पकांतर रागित्यम. That is what अर्पकांतर रागित्यम. अन्यत् वस्तु न विद्यते. माधुर्यादि गुणानां प्रधानाय दानाय अन्यत् वस्तु नास्ति. तथापि गुणादीनां माधुर्यत्वम् अस्ति एव. स्वभावतः एव ते मधुराः सन्ति एव. They are sweet. तथा एव आत्मनः अपि तथा ज्ञान विषयत्वं नास्ति. The same way Atma also cannot be known by another thing. तथापि यथा गुणादीनां माधुर्यादि गुणानां प्रधानयता अन्यत् वस्तु न विद्यते. ते स्वभावतः मधुराः सन्ति. तद्वत् Atmanaha api jnana vishayatvam, anubhavyatvam, jnana vishayatvam. The status of being experienced is not there. Anubhavyatvam nasti. Why? Tattus bodhatma. Bodha is jnanam. Jnana atma swarupaha. It is of the nature of bodha, knowledge. Jnana swarupa. Swayameva jnana swarupaha. Yata Gudadinam Swayameva Madhurya Subhavaha. Tadvat, that is Drishtanta. Dashtanta Atma is Jnana Swarupa. Swayameva Jnana Swarupaha. Therefore, Natu Hiyate. Therefore, Nyayatva Abhave. Na Hiyate, Na Tyajyate should not be discarded. Because Atma is not available for knowing, therefore, Nirakartam Na Shakyate. Na Hiyate, Na Tyajyate. Therefore, it cannot be dismissed. It cannot be given up. It cannot be discarded. Atma need not be or cannot be experienced. Atma cannot be experienced. We want experience to validate a thing, but then only we accept. But Atma need not, Atma cannot be, in fact, cannot be experienced. In fact, this is a surprising revelation. Atma cannot be experienced. Yes, Atma cannot be experienced. It is not Anubhavya, Anubhavi Vishaya. Therefore, Anubhavyatvam, Ma Bhut Tatha Anubhavyatvam. Arpakantara Ragitya api, Yesham, Gradinam, Yesham Tat Subhavata Asti. They have the nature. They have that sweet nature. Sweet is naturally, intrinsically is there in sugar, in Guda, sugar, etc. Similarly, Atma is ever self-evident. Bodhaha Atma, Bodhatma. To know Atma, therefore, to know Atma, therefore, what is required? Only the Vritti Jnana. The Vritti Jnana. Because Ajnana Vritti is there, Prabhu Vritti Jnana. That is to dismiss only the Ajnana, not for creating a new Jnana. So Atma is of the nature of knowledge. It is of the nature of knowledge without any process of knowing. It is always evident, it is always knowledge, self-shining. Arpakantaragitye yata gudadina madhurya subhavagasti tadvat atmanahapi ataha anubhavyatvam mabhut. In the case of Atma, there need not be experience in time because it is of the nature of experience. Like the Gudadi, how they are of the nature of the sweetness. Similarly, Atma is of the nature of experience. Therefore, Anubhavyatvam Mabhut. Therefore, Atma need not be experienced in time. In fact, Shruti is not the pramanam for the pramanam for the existence of Atma, to prove the existence of Atma. Shruti pramanam doesn't reveal Chaitanya Atma. In fact, the very Shastram Shutri is revealed by Sakshi Chaitanya. Shastra gets Satta because of Sakshi Chaitanya. Therefore, Atma is always exist. So therefore, Shastra need not establish Atma. That is not the purpose of Shastra. Therefore, Shruti reveals, no, Shruti also doesn't reveal. Shruti reveals means it is like any sense organ reveals any object. Like that Shruti reveals, no. Therefore, Anubhavyatvam Mahabhut. If Shruti also reveals Atma, like sense organs reveal a thing, then that Atma will be subject to experience. Shruti also doesn't reveal. What Shruti does is it removes only Ajnana. Therefore, Atma experience is not there at all. It doesn't need to be there because it cannot become Anubhava Vishaya. It is the nature of knowledge. In every experience, in everything, Atma is. In every experience, in every knowledge, Atma is. Therefore, that cannot be negated. Na hiyate. Bodhatma na hiyate. Bodha Swarupa Atma, Bodha Atma. Na hiyate never, it is never disappears. Na hiyate. It is na hiyate cannot be dismissed. Atma never, it is na hiyate na, it's not discarded in any experience. In every experience, Atma is. So Atma never, it is never subject to lopa. Na hiyate. In and through all the experience, what is invariably there is Atma only. Minus Atma, there cannot be any experience. And that Atma cannot be experienced because it is ever experienced. That is his nature. If Atma is ever experienced, then what is the role of Shastram and Guru? Shastram is not meant to give the experience of Atma. Anubhavyatvam is Bodhatma. Anubhavyatvam. Anubhavyatvam, it is of the nature of very experience. Every experience Atma is. Atma experience, special experience is not there. Then what does Shastra and Guru, Guru, the role, what do they, what is the significance? Shastra is not meant to give the experience of Atma. It is only to remove the misconceptions of Atma, wrong notions of Atma. When misconceptions are removed, then it reveals as such it Anandaha Atma iti. Atma shines in its own, in its real nature as Anantaha Atma, Anandaha Atma, Bodhaha Atma. Therefore, Shastram is Ajnana Nivartakam Shastram, Natu Vastu Pratipadikam Shastram. Shabda Pramanam Shastram, Natu Vastu Pratipadakam. Ajnana Nivartakam Eva Shastram. Therefore, the words employed by Shastra removes Ajnanam. The words are revealed by, illumined by Atma. Without illumined by Atma, how the words can be known and understood. And Vritti also, how the Vritti, Jnana Vritti can form. So therefore, Atma is there even behind operating the Shastra. Therefore, Shastram, even Shastram cannot illumine the Atma. Atma is already experienced. So what we require to, is to know the already experienced Atma. Siddhasya Siddhihi. Therefore, it is not an object. It should be known as a very subject itself, the content of, very content of I. Therefore, it should be known. It's a matter of, subject matter of knowing that which is already Siddha, Vittasya Vittihi. Therefore, for that, the Acharya in the following shlokas, he gives the Shruti support. It is not the concoction of the author here. The author says, I'm not saying anything of my own. For whatever I say, we have a Shruti Pramanam. Shruti is that. For Shruti is that alone we say. What is that? Next shloka. Next shloka, the author presents the Shruti. Oh, here. The Tika. Simple Tika for the shloka number 15. Drishtantam palitam aha. Drishtantam palitam. Palitam result. Sadrishtantam. Drishtantena saha. Along with Drishta. Palitam aha. The result, the effect, that is Palitam aha. Acharya says. Along with the Drishtanta. Palitam aha. Arpakantara iti. Madhuryadi samarpaka vastu antara abhave api. Madhuryadi samarpaka samyak arpaka offerer lender anya vastu nasti abhave rajitye yesham gudadinam madhuryadi swabhavata yatha vidyate. They enjoy the status of being sweet. Who gudadi etc. Gudadi itself guda etc. Guda etc. Not Gudari, etc. Guda, etc. Guda, Shakara, Amla, etc. Evam Atmanaha api Anubhav Vishayatvam Bhabhut Anubhav Rupata So bhavati eva ityartha. Therefore, anubhava vishayatvam ma bhut. It is not anubhava vishayat. Atma doesn't enjoy the status of being anubhava vishaya, gochara vishaya, because it is anubhava rupata. It is of the nature of anubhava rupata, status of being the anubhava experience. It means in every experience, Atma is the anubhava rupata to bhavati eva ityartha. Therefore, anubhava vishayatva ma bhavati. Ma bhut means it's ma bhavati, na bhavati ityartha. Ma bhavatu, na bhavati. It will not become anubhava vishaya. It cannot be objectified. That is the meaning. Anubhava vishayatvam na bhavati. Vishaya gocharatvam na bhavati. Because it is not an object, na vishaya. It is anubhavata. It is of the nature of experience, very experience. So therefore, doesn't have any special experience. It is of the nature of very experience. Every experience, in fact, every experience is a proof of Atma. Atma doesn't have any special experience, doesn't require any special experience. Every experience is a proof of the existence of Atma. Any experience can be appreciated only when Atma is. Minus Atma, there cannot be experience, there cannot be experiencer, there cannot be experienced. So therefore, experience implies Atma. The experiencer Atma who is not experienceable. Now the next shloka, the Acharya gives a pramanam for what he said. Atma is Saprakasha, it is self-shining, self-evident, in the presence of which alone everything is experienced. It cannot be experienced. It cannot be illumined by anything. It is self-conscious. Conscious is not lent by anything. That for that he says, gives the Shruti Pramana, Shruti support. Let us read shloka number 16. Swayam Jyotirbhavatyesha Purosmadbhasate Khilat.
स्वयं ज्योतिर्भवत्येष पुरोस्माभासते किलात्
भासते किल
तमेव भान्तमन्वेति तदात्मा भास्यते जगत्.
तमेव भान्तमन्वेति
भान्तमन्वेति
तद्भासते
भासा
भास्यते
भास्यते
जगत्
जगत्.
Swayam Jyotihi. When we read it is, easily we can infer it is from Swayam Jyoti Brahmana of Pragadaranyaka Upanishad. Sandhi Vichedam Krutva. Swayam Jyotihi Bhavati Yeshaha. Yeshaha Kaha Atma. Yeshaha Atma. Swayam Jyotihi Suprakashaha. Swayam Prakashaha. Swayam Jyotihi. Swayam Jyotihi Swayam Prakasha Suprakashaha Atma. Suprakasha means it is self-effulgent. So it illumines everything, but it is not illuminated by anything. Anyetra saprakashyatve na nasti. Kintu अन्य पदार्थानां अन्य विषयाणां प्रकाशकः भवति. सप्रकाशकत्वम्. It is not illumined by anything, but it illumines everything. It doesn't Svetara aprakashatve sati Svetara sarva prakashakatvam prakashakatvam. That is the lakshanam of saprakasha. Sva itara aprakashyatve. Other than itself, anything. It means anything other than itself cannot illuminate. But Sva itara sarva prakashakatvam. But it illumines everything else. It doesn't have dependency for its elimination on anything, but it illumines everything. That is the lakshana of Swaprakasha, Swayam Prakasha. So Yeshaha Atma Swayam Jyotihi Swaprakasha Chaitanyam Puraha. Puraha is Purvam, before. Asmat Akilat Puraha Vasate. Puraha, before, in the sense of before, that Kala, either in terms of Kala or in terms of Desha, when it is used, then it will govern Panchami. Puraha, before. Asmat referring to Asmat Akilam, this Jagat. Asmat Akilat, this Akila, this Jagat Prapanchat. Akilam is total, Samagram, Samagra Prapanchat. Vasate, it shines. It means this Asmat Akilat, this Basamanat Samagrat Prapanchat, Puraha, Purvam, Basate eva, Prakashate eva. So it is not this Jagat illumines the Atma. It is Atma, which is Swayam Prakashaha, it always shines. Therefore, Tasya Anya Prakashantarasya, Anya Prakashasya Apeksha Nasti. Apeksham Vinayeva Prakashate Atma. Swayam Jyoti. Jnana Swarupaha Atma Swayam Prakashaha Prakashantarasya Apeksham Vinayeva Prakashate. That is what Suprakasha is. Anyantara Apeksha Anyantara Anya Prakasha Apeksha Nasti. Anya Prakasha Apekshatvam Nasti. That is Suprakasha. Swayam Prakashaha Anya Prakasha Apekshatvam Nasti. That's what Suprakasha. Another word we can say like that. Therefore, Tatra Ayam Brihadaranyaka Shruti is that Atrayam Purushaha Swayam Jyotir Bhavati iti. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, statement that alone Acharya here has taken Swayam Jyotihi Ayam Atma Prakashamanat, this Samagrat Akilat Prapanchat Prak Eva Purvam Eva Puraha Purvam Eva Prakashate. It shines always. The Shrishti, the Jagat came in between, came after. So, the Jagat Bhasate, this Jagat shines, and Purvameva, Asmat, Akilat, Prapanchat, Purvameva, Swayam Jyotihi Atma Prakashate. It is not that Jagat, after Jagat Atma Prakashate. Minus Jagat, without Jagat also, Atma is Prakashate because it is self-shining. It is Swayam Jyoti. It doesn't require to be proved. The Jagat is illumined, therefore Atma is inferred. Jagat is not illumined, then Atma is, you cannot say it is not that, it is Prakashate eva. In every illumination, the illuminator is there. Illuminator, without illuminator, there is no illumination and objects cannot be illumined. Everything is illumined because of that prakasha, that light. That is Atma. The Jagrata Avastha, for example. The Jagrata Avastha, the mind is illumined. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the Shruti, it takes this Avastha of Swapna. In Swapna, in the Swapna Avastha, Atma Swayam Jyotihi Bhavati. Swayam Jyotihi Bhavati. In the Swapna, where is the Jagat? There is no Jagat. In the Jagrata Avastha, both are, the Jagat and this Chaitanya, both are mixed up. Therefore, there is confusion. What about in Swapna? Where is the Jagat in Swapna? There is no Jagat, but Atma is there. There is no physical Jagat, there is no gross universe, but in the Swapna, in the dream, you experience the universe. You experience the universe. Therefore, Atma, Swayam Jyoti, Atma is there because of which alone the universe which is not there is experienced. In the dream world, everything is illuminated. Who is the illuminator? There is a world. World being not there, it is a false world, but it is illuminated. Therefore, the illuminator must be there. The Swayam Jyoti, Atma must be there. So therefore, Puraha Asmat Akilat Puraha Bhasate. Asmat Sarvasmat Purataha. It is Bhasate Bhatam Bhavati Atma. So Atma is that, therefore, always. It is always shining as knowledge. Therefore, we don't need to make any fresh attempt to know Atma. It is Bhasate Bhati Eva Bhatam Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. We say Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. The mantra which is Tameva Bhantam Anveti. Anveti is Anubhati. The Shruti. In the Mundaka Upanishad and Kathopanishad also we have this mantra. Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. In the Shruti it is Anubhati. Here Anveti is. Anveti is equal to Anubhati. Same meaning. Tasya Bhasa, Atmanaha Bhasa. Tasya Bhasa Sarvam Idam Vibhati. Because of the light of Atma, Sarvam Idam Jagat, Akilam Jagat, Vibhati Bhasate. Jagat Bhasate. Everything shines. Everything is Anubhati. Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. So, Tasya Bhasa Sarvam Idam Vibhati. The shine of which the entire Jagat is lighted up. So, Tasya Bhasa Idam Jagat Bhasyate. So, therefore, Akilat Sarvasmat Atma Puraha Purvam Vibhati Eva. Atma shines before you attempt to know anything. Because of the Atma alone, the very attempt to know a thing is there. Otherwise, how can we even attempt to know a thing, a Vishaya? Therefore, never try to attempt to experience Atma. Because Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. Everything is Anubhati, therefore it is subject to knowing. Because of which everything is Anubhati, that is not knowable as an object. It is always the subject. And in the Shruti, it says Suryaha Bhati, Chandra Bhati, Taraka Bhati. All these are Bhati. They are Anubhati. Not really Bhati, they are Anubhati. Surya, how do you know Surya is? Because it is also illumined by Atma. Therefore, only because Suryaha Asti, that Astitvam belongs to Atma. Suryaha Bhati, Chandraha Bhati, Nakshatrani. Therefore, and Vidyut also, in the shloka Vidyut also is there. Natatra Suryo Bhati Nachandra Tarakam. Ema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoya Magnihi. So everything shines after Atma. Tatra is with regard to Atma. Atma, Natatra Suryo Bhati. Surya cannot illumine because Surya itself shines after Atma. Natatra Suryo Bhati. Na Chandra also cannot illumine Atma because it also shines after Atma. Nema Vidyut also, lightning also cannot illumine Atma. These lights cannot be the pramana to know Atma. None of this cannot have access to Brahma. They cannot reveal Brahma. Then what to talk about? Kutoyam Agnihi, the small Agni, the small lamp. How can illumine that Brahma, that Ishvara? Then sun itself cannot illumine Atma. Kutoyam Agnihi. It means all the pramanas are illuminated by Atma. How can Atma be illuminated by pramanam? It need not be, because it is Swayam Bhati, Suprakasha, Suprakasha Atma. It is self-shining. Everything shines in the borrowed light of this Atma, Chidatma. Tasya Vasa Sarvam Idam Vibhati. In the shine of which the entire Idam is Jagat. Akilam Jagat Vibhati shines after. Akilam Jagat, which includes Surya, Chandra, Taraka, Vidyut, everything. Therefore, in the shine of which everything is Vibhati shines after. Therefore, Atma is ever experienced. Therefore, never attempt to look for experience of Atma. Now is Akasha Swarupam. Atmanam Anusrutyaya Idam Jagat Sarvam Jagat Vasate. Therefore, Atmanaha Swarupabhutena Prakashena Prakasham Labate. Tadeva Shutyartaha Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam Iti. Atmanaha Prakashena Eva Prakasham. Anya Prakasham. Anya Stunaha Prakasham. Atmanaha Prakashena Eva Bhavati Labate. Tasya Bhasa Sarvavidam Vibhati. Now the Tika. So Tameva Bhantam Anveti. Anveti is Anubhati. Anveti. Tasya Bhasa Tad referring to Atmanaha Bhasa. Bhas Pratipadikam. Bhasa Tritiya. Tasya Bhasa Jagat Bhasyate. Jagat is illumined. Tasya Bhasa Atmanaha Bhasa. Atma Jyotisha Jagat Bhasyate. Tameva Tam Bhantam Anveti. Anveti Anubhati. Everything shines after which Tam At Bhantam. Tam Bhantam Bhantam Tam, that is Atmanam Anveti. The entire Jagat Atmanam Anveti Anubhati. Shines after Atma. Tasya Bhasa Jagat Bhasyate. Tasya Bhasa Idam Jagat Bhasyate iti. Uktarte Pramanam Aha. Pramanam is Shruti Pramanam. And again, as we said, Shruti is not to establish Atma, it is to remove the misconceptions about Atma. Therefore, Uktarte, Uktasya, Arte, Pramanam Aha, Pramanam, Acharya gives Swayam iti. Atrayam Purushaha Swayam Jyotir Bhavati Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. The statement is 439. Swayam Jyotihi Bhavati Asmat Sarvasmat Purataha. Asmat Sarvasmat Purataha before Puraha Purataha. Purataha is Tasil Prataya. Purataha Tasil Prataya Suvibhati Sushtubhati. Suvibhati Sushtuvibhati. So Atrayam Purushaha Swayam Jyotihi Bhavatri Asmat Sarvasmat Purataha Suvibhati. Before this Jagat, the Atma is always all shines. Tameva Bhantam Anuvati Sarvam Tasya Bhasa Sarvam Ida Vibhati Ityadi Shrutayaha. The Shruti from the Katopanishad. Even in Mundaka Upanishad also say mantra is that this is the mantra, it is chanted while doing Arati to the Lord, the temple. Famous mantra. Tasya Bhasa Sarvam Idam Vibhati iti. Ityadi Shrutayaha. Atmanaha Swapakashatvam Bodayanti. These Shrutis Bodayanti, they teach, they convey, they teach. Bodayanti Atma Saprakashatvam, Atmanaha Saprakashatvam, Saprakashatvam of the Atma. The first Swayam, Saprakashatvam, it is Saprakashatvam is the Prakashatvam, the status of being the Prakasha, which is not borrowed, it is Swa of itself. That is why Suvibhati Bhati. Anubhati, that which shines after They are not Saprakasha. They have the Apeksha or the Prakasha on the Atma. So everything, therefore, everything is dependent on Atma. Atma is independent. That's why Saprakasha. It shines of itself. When it shines of itself, that alone is there. Then how can it be known? The subject, Atma alone being is without being objectified. That therefore that subject, how can it be known as an object? A subject cannot be an object. Either a thing can be a subject or can be an object. A subject can become an object. In the Laukika, it's possible. A subject can become an object. But here, Atma being the subject without having an object, because it can't be objectified. Therefore, it is ever a subject. Objectless subject. Therefore, it is not the matter of experience. It is matter of recognition, appreciation, knowing. In every experience, the Atma has to be recognized. We miss it. That is why Kriti comes and removes the wrong conception. Because our mind is naturally, it is extrovert, Pranchikani, is Yatanatha. Therefore, to make because that is how the orientation is. The sense organs are naturally outward, and therefore we always look for knowledge of the things outside. Therefore, we take for even for Atma, it has to be known, like we know the Vishayas in the world. That is a grave mistake. If you look for Atma in the outside world, it will be a continuous search. It can never be found. In fact, that is samsara only, looking for Atma in the outside world, the Jagat. That is why Acharya said, even the Jagat, Purataha, Atma, it is Bhati. Asmat Akilat Purataha, Swayam Jyotihi Bhavati Eva Atma. Therefore, how can we know the Atma through the Vishaya? It is not Vishaya. As in Vishaya, it is not a Vishaya. So, further, the Acharya gives Shruti Praman. The next shloka, again, that is from the quote from the Brihadaranyaka, beautiful shloka. The Brihadaranyaka. Jnataram kena vidyaniyat. That we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
धन्यवादः जी.
धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद ऋषि.
धन्यवाद धन्यवाद ऋषि.